Hey, Conor here, and I assume you just purchased the Aquifer kit. It's the farmer kit. So this is the kit that has the quick connects. It's going to look like that. So you either got it with poly or without. I always get it with poly, but you're going to need poly anyway. So you're probably getting it locally, or maybe you already have it. Okay, so I'm just going to show you how to put together the stands. Okay, right? These got sharp edges, right? These are stainless, so just be careful of the sharp edge. They're going to go on the ground, so you don't need to worry about it. Two U-bolts, right? So for each stand, you'll need two U-bolts. You'll need one stake, one wobbler, and a back plate. Okay, that's what I need to set it up. Okay, so this goes with the step facing away from the stand. Okay, take your nuts off. Okay, so that just comes around the back, goes in here. Now the key in here is you don't want it snug. You want it almost to snug so that you can slide it up and down. See how like that's just about not being able to slide? Turn it back half a turn. Yeah, there we go. Right? You just want to be able to move it back and forth. Okay. There we go. Okay. But I don't want wobble room, but I want to be able to move the stake back and forth, and I'll show you why later. Okay. Then the next thing is right at this point, right under this lip here, right, the U-bolt goes there. Okay. Then the backer plate. Okay. Then the nuts back on. And it's the same idea. I don't want it snug. I want it just tight enough that it's touching the stake, but allows the stake to pass through. Okay, so there you go, see? Okay, and that's so that we can slide it into the ground, which I'll show you. I don't need to worry. Okay, so sometimes these nuts will jiggle off when the sprinkler is on, when the wobbler is turning. So there's this little thing is thread locker. So you just put a drop on the threads, just like that, and then go ahead and put them on with the thread locker, and that'll harden down, and that will stop it. Okay, so after we do that, okay, you want to thread on your, now don't cross thread it, make sure it's going in straight. If you feel any resistance or too much resistance, you see I'm just using two fingers, then you want to back out and try again, right? You don't want to cross thread it, right? Because it's just a plastic wobbler, so you can cross thread it. And then you just put it in hand tight. That's it. You don't need a wrench, nothing. Right? I did that all without tools, except the knife to cut them apart, but no tools at all. Okay? So you want to do that to all four of your stands. You want to put all four stands together like this. You grab your pipe, okay? And with the pipe, if you have a warm place to unroll it and leave it for a little bit to get warm, then it's going to straighten out, right? If you try to fully straighten it out now, you may get some kinks in it. But don't worry, kinks are not a problem. Just unkick it, get it in the sun, get it warm, and then it's going to straighten out. Once you straighten it out, it's going to stay straight forever. It's going to be fine, okay? But coiled, it kind of stays in that shape and kind of wants to stay in it until it warms up, okay? So I'm just going to grab this stuff, and we're going to go show you how to just put it in. Couldn't be simpler. Okay, you see this? I just rolled it out in this empty house and it's nice and warm. And so now it's completely flexible. Okay? And then what I'm going to do, I put in the stands first and I lay them out where I want them. I think 25 feet apart is good. You know, there's a little fudge factor in there. It's not going to make much of a difference. But this house is exactly 100 feet, 30 feet wide. So all I need is 4 aquifers. So I lay them out in 25 feet, and this is how they go in the ground. Okay, we have it through the backer plate, you see? I put it at the edge of the bed with the step facing towards the path, and I just push it in, right? If you want to give it a bit more oomph, just step on it. That's it. Okay, you want to move it, right? Then just pull it out, move it somewhere else, stick it in, right? Give it a little step, you're done. Okay, so you lay them out, and then you roll out your pipe, and then just cut them with a pair of scissors, okay, in between each wobbler. And the way they attach, just get it on nice and deep as you can, onto that thing, and then tighten it up, okay, and just hand tight. No tools are needed, okay. Okay, and then on the far end, that's where you're going to add this to connect to your hose or to connect to your hydrant. Okay, and it's the same idea. Okay, so this is going to connect to my last stand, and then I'm going to put that on, go around. Okay, okay, and one of these comes with every Centennial kit. Okay, so in here, this is 75 feet. So I only need 3 stands, right? So I set them up, I put them out, then rolled out the pipe, cut them, and I'm going to show you the end. Okay. So at the end, all we do is add a short section of pipe. This is where you want to kink it, right? You're going to fold it over completely. Take the figure 8, get it on there, you're done. The whole thing. And when you empty it the winter, right, you can open it up, you can empty out your water. And it shouldn't be any problem overwintering these things. You can put them away if you want, because they are incredibly easy to set up. But you can also just, you know, leave them in place. For the winter, and you shouldn't have a problem. Risers. Okay, so when you get, if you got a riser, then obviously your wobbler just screws into the top of the riser piece. Then the riser just screws just like a wobbler into here. Make sure it's going in. It's going to go in pretty easy. So if it's hard to get in, you may be cross-threading. Okay, then once you get it in, okay, just hand tight. That's all this stuff needs to be, okay? Doesn't need to be really tight, okay? And now you're gonna get a rod and a backer plate, okay? So you wanna take off the nuts, okay? Put that on, put the backer plate on, and put the nuts back on, okay? And just put them on just a little bit. Okay, okay, because what we're going to do is we're going to loosen this up. Okay, because what we want to do is this is going to go through here, and it's going to go through one of the U-bolts. Just like that, you see? Okay, and now I'm going to stick it in the ground and you'll see. Now, what this does is it functions without it, but what it does is it makes the bottom stiffer so that when this is on, that force doesn't make it go in a circle, right? Because it's pretty tall now, okay? So, right, so it's just going to go straight in the ground, okay? Now, These should just be, you know, hand tight, so that they don't slide down, just like this. Okay, just like that. Okay, so see how it makes it stiff down here? You don't get that spin, right? Because once this turns on, right, that force of the water makes it want to spin. And that's it. So come in here and take a look of it in the ground, and that's how you set it up.